Yo, what is up, guys? It's Sig Sports Bets here, and in today's video, it is college football week one officially. We got a full slate of games, and we can't wait to showcase these four player props for the college football slate today. But before we get into these player props, let's look at last week. If you guys saw on my Instagram story, I told you guys I'm going to keep myself accountable. I'm going to keep all you guys in the know of all the previous bets, if they're hitting or not, so you guys know if you guys can trust me. So I got a spreadsheet that I made looking at every single week, the greens and the reds, the wins, the losses. You know, it happens, right? Gambling's not always perfect. We're going to lose some, we're going to win some. Hopefully, like we did last year, we will come out with the profit more than the loss. Because that's all that matters, right? Obviously, we want to be way more profitable, and I want to be a better that you guys can trust. You guys can click on my video and know that these are the best picks possible. So I am trying my best to do that for you guys each and every week, each and every video. So, anyways, let's go and review last week's picks. So let's go down to SMU's pick first. Actually, no, let's go to Florida State, Georgia Tech, since they're in the same game. So DJ, he literally, I think he ran for about 8 yards. He's so slow. Like it was so easy. I didn't have to worry about it all game long. He did get sacked. Well, he not technically. He was starting to run out of the pocket, and he got loss of yardage as well. So that was super easy. And then Jamal Haynes ended at like 33 rush yards at halftime, and he exploded for like a 35-yard run or whatnot. And then he ended at like 69 for a while. And I was a little bit nervous. I was like, goodness, he just needs 1 yard. And it like took like a drive or two for him to get that. But, he ended at like 80 plus yards. Easy over on that. Let's go to SMU Nevada game. I was expecting SMU to blow him out. Preston Stone crushing it in the first half. He literally had like maybe 90 yards. Um, and I read just before the game that they were doing a dual quarterback because they both played insanely good at training camps. They're like, oh, let's try both quarterbacks. So they tried some other quarterback, and then they had Preston Stone. So it was two series and then two series in the first half. And I was stressed out of my mind. I was like, this is not hitting for sure. But they did go with Preston Stone in the second half because the game was very, very scary for SMU. Preston Stone lit it up and went way over his line. Luckily, he ended at like 260 plus. So that was super easy. But this is a pick I regret, and I'm sorry. But the stats did show all unders for Brandon Lewis. Zero point 0.5 passing touchdowns under. Last year, he only threw in one game over that. But this game, uh, you know, first touchdown, SMU fumbled a punt return, and then they're on the 5 yard line and just had the wide receiver wide open for a lob pass. So that was very devastating for me, and I'm sure for you guys as well that copied that one play. Um, so that was it. It was distracting. I'll take the blame for that. That's my bad. We're not doing unders on passing touchdowns ever again. Um, Trust me, guys. We're only doing overs for tonight's video. Um, so that was very, very crushing to see that super early in the game. But the stats show, man. Gotta trust the stats. The outlier did hit, and if you flexed it, you would have got paid. I unfortunately did not. But that's okay. New day, week one. Let's get it. Let's go right into our picks here. Obviously, we're going to go with the Colorado game versus North Dakota State. We're going to go to Shadir Sanders. I think all YouTubers are picking Shadir Sanders over 304.5 passing yards. Like, come on now. This is too easy. Way too easy. Let's go to ESPN here because Outlier doesn't have his stats yet. So going to last season, Shadir Sanders, very first game right out the gate, he threw for 510 yards against a ranked opponent, TCU. TCU was supposed to be good that year, ended up not being good. Um, as far as I know, it's been a while, but he threw 393, 348. Then had a bad game against Oregon because their defense is insane. But let's be real, they're playing North Dakota State. North Dakota State's not even near as good as any of these opponents on the schedule. Maybe Nebraska, but I highly doubt it. North Dakota State doesn't even throw that ball a lot. Like I can see Colorado blowing them out, and you know, Deion Sanders obviously is the head coach. He's gonna want his son to throw the ball as much as possible to, you know, just try to build up his stats, so that he can get that high draft pick. So he's gonna be throwing for as many pass yards as possible. And obviously, you got to correlate that play with Travis Hunter. He is the best player on the team. Unfortunately, I can't show you the stats. It doesn't show on ESPN, which is very frustrating. But Travis Hunter, just because he's offense, defense, and he was injured half the year, I'm sure that's why I didn't show. But at least we can show the last five. He crushed that line against very, very high defensive opponents. This game, I think he was still a little bit injured, but 98 versus Oregon State. He had 100. I think this is Utah. Not 100% on that. Washington State, Arizona. He crushed that line at 71 yards versus North Dakota State. I think that's very, very easy for this correlated play. If a quarterback that goes over in passing, it's very, very likely that their top receiver will go over on passing. So lock these in for sure. And let's go to the third pick of the day. We're going to go to J.J. Jones, over 44.5 receiving yards. And I did look at last year. Looks like they are still trying to find a new quarterback to replace Drake May. So this one might be a little bit risky, but I do trust that J.J. Jones is the number one wide receiver that they will be throwing to. And let's go to outlier here. So if you look at here, J.J. Jones has exceeded 42.5 receiving yards. Let's look at last season here real quick. Okay, so in 2023, he only went under this line 4 games. His season high is 117 yards versus Pittsburgh. And I think they did play Minnesota last year as well. North Carolina just spanked Minnesota. He had 64 yards, which is really good. So I love this head-to-head matchup here versus Minnesota for J.J. Jones to hit that over. I think they're going to be swapping out quarterbacks. Not too sure. Looks like there's a QB battle still going on, so they haven't announced the starter. If you're a North Carolina fan, let me know down in the comments. But let's go to our last pick of the day. Don't think it's a popular play, which is a good thing. Let's go here to Darius Taylor. His line actually is going up even more. 72.5 rushing yards. Now, Darius Taylor is a beast. Okay. He was injured for some games. Let's go to ESPN here. Let's look at his game versus North Carolina. And North Carolina was ranked last year. They're not ranked this year. Okay. Going into the season. North Carolina, he had 138 rushing yards. That's almost double of what his line is currently right now. He had a 28-yard long run. And he only played almost half a season. He was injured in and out of games. But every single game besides, looks like the first game, he absolutely crushed that line. Like, he's a beast. I have watched his highlights. I really like him as a running back, and I really like their line. Looks like a lot of returning players this year. A new quarterback. Let's look at him real quick. He's not our picks, but let's look at him real quick here. Max Brosmer. I did some research on this guy. Looks like he's from Howard, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, my mistake. He did not play at Howard. He played at New Hampshire. which I'm assuming is a very, very low D1, D2 team. And he blew him out with his passing yards. So he can pass the ball. Obviously, he's a quarterback that played for New Hampshire, played a lot of, very crappy teams. So why I say that is they got a quarterback that is confident in himself, so it will open up the run game for him. So I do expect him to hit over this line. And I want to show proof that I did lock this line in because I know some of you guys probably question that. I did lock this in, $10 to pay $100. Usually I am on chalkboard or better because I have better odds. But I just want to do a Prizepicks video for you guys today. Lock these in. These are my 4 picks for the Thursday college football slate. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys do, make sure to like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. Also, guys, before I end the video, make sure to go to my YouTube channel in the links. I got the Instagram that I post on stories and more videos. I got the Discord that has community slips, and we just chat every day about sports. I love it. And then we got the outlier specific link, as you guys can see, /Sync Sports Bets. If you guys click this unique link, that would support the channel so much. That would mean a lot to me if you guys could do that. To sign up for Outlier, it's a 7-day free trial and then $20 monthly after that for the best sports betting tool out there. Yeah, be on the lookout for more videos. I will be posting Friday, Saturday, and so on. And let's get this money.